I'm David G, Sheshnag.com. What on earth is Kundalini? Today, some real yoga. The Patanjali Yoga Sutras. We're going to talk about the Kleshas, the afflictions in the being. In regards to the Kleshas, in chapter 2, verse 3, it says, or states, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinavesha, pancha klesha. There are 5 kleshas, and they are avidya, which means, it's a negated term. The vidya, negates the vidya. Vidya is known as knowledge, knowledge of the self, knowledge that the universal part of the human, the soul, is all-pervading and reflected in all beings. Not knowing this is an affliction to the mind and to the being of the human. The next klesha in the line is asmita, which is the I-ness, the sense of I, which is necessary as a carbon-based animal framework functioning in the dimension of three-dimensional relativity. But it's also an adhesion or an obstacle that inhibits you from true experience of the self. The I-ness, the sense of I, commonly equated to the ego, the part that allows you to see yourself as separate from anything. The next one is raga, which is known as attraction, and it's to do with the pleasure that you bring on yourself through validation of your own truths, what you hold to be true in your value and belief system, and when it is reflected or experienced, then you subsequently experience pleasure. The opposite of this raga is dvesha, which is known as aversion or repulsion. It is seen as the experience that creates displeasure and is avoided because it invalidates your belief and value system. Dvesha. The last klesha in the line mentioned is abhinavesha, which is the will to live, also seen as the fear of death. Another irony, because subsequently I don't think, or the teachings state, that we don't ever live or die. We simply incarnate to experience ourself or come to realize ourself before we depart into everything once again. So the will to live, the desire to live, and the fear of death is actually an obstruction or an affliction that inhibits us from experiencing the truth of the spirit and experiencing spiritual illumination, or the dimension that is non-dual, the dimension that once submerged in it you experience samadhi, which is the dimension of bliss, which is your true essence and your true nature. There you go, the 5 kleshas. Om Devaji, Om Namah Sheshnagaya, which is the incarnation of Patanjali. Since we're talking Patanjali today, give him a bit of acknowledgement. Salutations to the great being that incarnated in the form of Patanjali. Om Namah Sheshnagaya. Peace. Share the world.